everybody, I'm Lisa.
And I'm Rasheida.
We're the Bennetts. And we want to just take a moment out today because we know that we've had some publicity going out about the show that we're intending to do uh, via YouTube, Lisa and Rasheida. And so we wanted to log on and just give you a little bit of background and history about why we're doing the show, what this is all about. So I guess some of the questions that that have come up since we kind of announced it was, how did we come up with the idea and why are we doing the show? The reason we came up with the idea of the show is that we have some wonderful children who we noticed that their friends and people always hang out at our houses, and being a same-sex couple, we were going, why do all these kids hang out at our house and what do their parents think, etc. And our kids kind of educated us and said, hey, people like hanging out at our house because you guys are cool and you love each other and it's obvious to our friends. And we kind of were concerned and saying, well, are your friends okay with it? Did they realize you have two moms? And they were going, yeah, sure. Our friends think y'all the coolest and y'all do better than their friends, their families or their parents, and they same sex. They don't even like each other. So which was an educational awakening for us. And the other thing was, we were always concerned that our kids would be embarrassed or what have you and have to deal with people at school and what would people say about having same-sex parents. And they informed us that the world has shifted a bit and that was our concern and our generation's concern, and that they were no longer concerned about that, and that they really thought it was a good idea for us to really put ourselves in front of a camera and share with people how we've made it this far and how we've navigated the issues of being grounded in the church and same-sex loving and raising kids, etc. So how we came up with the idea was our kids think that we're entertaining enough that we should be in front of a camera. And this is the one in particular they're talking about because she's silly. But I love her. Okay. And so do you have anything to add? I mean, that's how we came up with the idea, right, of doing the show. Or?
Absolutely. I think when people meet us, they always say, y'all are so cute. Oh my gosh, you're so funny and you're so silly.
They were talking about me being cute, but go ahead.
You all know the truth to that one. Excuse me. Anyways, but they were saying that we were so cute and so fun and so loving, and when they met us, they met us, and then it wasn't until they realized, they were like, oh wait, y'all a couple? We always get, that's your sister?
I'm always the kid or the sister, which
or,
is great.
Or, is that your daughter?
Which is cool, because I'm 11 years older than she is, so it's really a compliment to how good looking and young I am. So anyhow, go right ahead.
Okay, as I was saying if I was interrupted. Anyways, but I think meeting all different kinds of people, different arenas, and they all are saying the same thing and how wonderful you are, how wonderful we are. And I think just trying to throw ourselves out there. What?
Can talk to the people. Go ahead, girl.
Here she go. Okay, so
the real glimpse into our lives.
How we came up with the idea. A lot of people, a lot of friends, they were like, listen, you two are entertaining. So you should tell your story and kind of share it with the world. I was like, but it's just us. We're us.
We're not doing anything special, but apparently we are. So that leads to why we're doing the show and why we agreed to do the show. A lot of times we've traveled to what's traditionally called gay prides, those kinds of events. And I have gotten into some altercations with young women who were disrespectful to their partners and other young women. And that bothers me for young ladies. It doesn't matter who you're in a relationship with. You shouldn't be being disrespected in public. And so one of the things, and there's a theory that I have behind how to and why people are treating each other that way in relationship. And we'll get into that as the seasons go on and answer some questions that are more deeply rooted in my observations of why those things happen. But it's important for people to see that there are couples like us that exist that do, in fact, we're good to each other. It's not about sex. We have Christian values. We're grounded and interested in what our children are doing. We give in the community. We help. And so the issue is that when couples don't see other couples who look like them, whether that be gay, it's the same thing of being in corporate America and you walk into a company and you don't see anybody at the top of that organization who looks like you and reflects back to you what you see in the mirror, then you start to lose hope about whether or not you belong. And when you buy into the narrative of society that we shouldn't be here or that we don't have a right, then that for me, that's a problem. And so we've, kind of lived our lives out in front. When we got married, we didn't ask people's permission.
Nope.
We decided that we wanted to be married and we invited them to be a part of what we were doing, not asking their permission. We know who we are as children of God and we have the right to have a relationship. So we want to be out and not convincing people or tell people they need to be doing this or they need to be gay, they need to do this, but to say that if you have a right to the same promise as anybody else. Nobody has the right to take that from you and make you feel bad about that. God went to Calvary without hesitation for all of us Jews and Gentiles, and he didn't put any other categories or any other stipulations on that. And so it's all right to be authentically who you are and to claim your right to the same promise. So for me, that's why we're doing the show, to be examples. If that works for people, some people would be examples. Some people are going to be haters and say we have no right to do it. But I say to them again, we're not asking your permission. We're telling you that we're children of the kings. We have a right to his throne. And we have the right to the promises of yes and amen. And we understand that. And so we don't want other children. We get calls from parents. We get calls from other couples. But it's possible. You have what you want to have. You build your relationship with Christ and then you move forward. So we've agreed to sit in front of the camera and give you some benefits of how we navigated the waters of being married, having children, raising children.
Well, one thing I will add to that, if you don't mind.
I'm sorry, because I'm the talker.
She get the talking, and did I mention she talking? Okay. But it's a good thing. It's one of the many, many things that I love about her is the fact that she's so articulate, so amazing. But back,
she's cute too.
Okay, so why are we doing the show? We're doing the show for anyone out there. I will say this. My why is when I met her, first of all, there is 11 years between us.
Cute, ain't her?
She's 11 years older, just that far.
Cute, ain't her? Go ahead.
Anyways, but when I met her, I didn't know. I was, still young, dating, the dating scene. I was in a relationship for a few years and kind of got out of it. And when I didn't know that this whole other world existed. And when I say other world, my world was have a girlfriend, maybe you date for a couple months, break up. Have a boyfriend, you maybe date, break up. But when I met her, I met a whole nother circle of people that were at a place in their lives where they had homes, they had children's. Did you hear the ins?
Children's.
They had a home, they had children's, they had the white picket fence, they had the dog, they had 401ks. I didn't think it was possible to achieve the American dream and still be same-sex loving. I had no clue. So I think hopefully by us showing you and bringing out to, it's already, first of all, us being out here, we've always been there. And now we're in the limelight or in the forefront right now, but there are very few of couples, same-sex loving couples that are out there just trying to give out information, advice. Okay, so all the multiple different topics we're going to talk about are going to be marriage. It's going to be kids. It's going to be our relationship.
Communication. Money. Woo.
We're going to talk about finances. But it's nothing that you probably haven't heard. But it's sometimes, like she said, when you see a familiar face, if you see another couple out there that you say, look, they doing it, we can do it too. I think that's one of the main reasons why we're actually putting it out there. We're trying to put ourselves out here on Front Street. If you don't like it, don't look.
Oh, wow. So that's why we're doing the show. So here's the thing. If you want to take part in the show, because there's no point in us sitting here doing stuff and answering questions that, or not answering the right questions. We've got 18 years into this thing. We're doing pretty good. We got 4 amazing kids. We've got 2 grandchildren. Well, actually, we got 6 grandchildren because we have some bonus grandchildren. And so our family's getting bigger and stronger and better every day. So here's what you do. Go to lisaandrashida.com and put in your questions. And then we will be sure to address your questions because, again, everybody has the right to have the life that they want to build for themselves.
Absolutely.
The most important thing is to put God first. and then He will help you figure out the rest. God bless you, and we'll see you soon.
Bye bye.